Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. David Nair, all the way from down under Brisbane, Australia, welcoming you onto this platform to hear and listen to a wonderful gentleman who has worked through his life as a scientist in developing some of the technologies we're going to talk about. But before I deep dive there, I would like to welcome each one of you from different parts of the world. And in being present here, please participate with questions. If none of the questions are answered, do not hesitate to send me an email at support@davidnair.net. We will respond back accordingly. Who is this guy, David Nair? He is a public speaker, a CPA from Australia, been in the people development industry for the last 3 decades. He has run a couple of masterminds and currently working on a mastermind in India, South Africa, and Nigeria. And what happens out of those masterminds is a lot of ideas are generated, different people from different professions come through. Separate to that, David is also involved in coaching and mentoring CEOs and VPs across the globe. I have the pleasure today of meeting up with a gentleman who has been in the industry of science and technology for the last 4 decades. And I do not hesitate in welcoming on board Professor Ashwin Agrawal. Welcome,
Hello.
sir.
Welcome. Thank you. Hi.
Hi. Professor Agrawal, can I just, before we deep dive, I just want to get a little bit of your story from you. If you could just share to the community what your background is, what have you done, and what got you into this particular technology of the power of breath.
Yeah. See, basically, I'm an electronics engineer and
Right.
specialized in embedded technology. The technology of the day, your entire mobile industry or the controls, satellite industry, all are dependent on this technology. So I used to work on this technology to reduce rejection on industry. And
Right.
in one of the lectures in an engineering college, when I was delivering it, after the lecture, I was asked a very simple question that you have done a lot of work on reducing the rejection in industry. How can now try to utilize your technologies to reduce rejection from life?
Wow.
You know, this statement made me think that is there any rejection in life? But till that date, it is, I am talking about something like 2003 or something.
Right.
That this statement, till this time, see, I was born in 1960, and till this time, 2003, I never found anything which is called rejection in life. I mean, I never got that chance of listening to this word or this statement.
Right.
And that pushed me think that what is the rejection of life? And it was in Jalandhar, Engineering College, Jalandhar. And when I was traveling back in the night from train, and I reached home at around, say, 1 o'clock in the, early morning, and slept for a while. And once I got up from the bed and came out of the room, and I saw my father is sitting on the dining table, and before having the tasty breakfast made by my mother, he was taking some tablets.
Right.
And which actually instantly clicked that this is the rejection of life.
Right.
So that made me understand that this is the precise rejection in life. But then one more statement I would like to make here.
Continue.
That anything? No.
Continue.
So when this fact I understood in 1 minute, and when I was going to my office at 10 o'clock, this was something like 8:30. After that, I had breakfast and got up and was going to the office, I used to walk down from home to office. It was only 10 minutes walk. So I used to meet people across. I used to walk because I wanted to have a chat with the community around.
Right.
And the statement which I came across was that today the time is so bad that you cannot have trust on any other person. The trust
Right.
factor is getting missing from the society because time is bad.
Right.
So this another statement which forced me to think that, oh, this is another point which is causing rejection of life.
Right. Right. You know something, Professor Agrawal, it's interesting. It always takes something that's close to your heart to create what I call a breakthrough. You
Right.
seeing your father taking that medication and wondering, what the hell? What is he trying to do? And that got you stirred into this area.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, that was the point which forced me to think that so many 4 tablets he is taking before breakfast. And I mean, I'm sure once you take a tablet, then you will lose all your appetite of having tasty breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now, this term rejection, I have come across it in the industries where they call products being rejected, therefore there is a recycle program. In so doing, cost is involved. Now, what is rejection when it comes to life? The term is so loose.
Yeah.
How can the individual out here understand it?
Right.
Yeah.
See, there are two words actually. One now we have to understand. One is wastage and one is rejection. There
Okay.
are two words which have to be understood very well to realize that what we are missing in life.
Hmm.
And wastage is something which we cannot stop.
Okay.
And rejection is something which eats away our profits directly, direct profits from the our balance sheet.
Okay.
So when we are talking of industry, then obviously the 3 days rejection will eat away 1 month's profit directly from the balance sheet. That was the calculations done by the industry at that time when I used to do the system. I used to design systems to reduce that rejection.
Right. Right. Now the point I'm coming about is this rejection of life. You're quantifying it. Now, when I look at a company, I can say here's so much a balance sheet, and this is what the bottom figure is, and we wasted so much, we cut it off. With
Right,
life, how do you quantify this term rejection of life?
right. So when we started talking about it, the rejection actually we have rejection, we buy rejection. Rather than having rejection, we buy rejection, but we do have wastage. Each human
Right,
being produces wastage, not rejection,
right,
but we buy rejection. How we buy rejection? The first thing we use that food or that kind of food habits we have, which causes some disturbance or the it causes our see food is ultimately giving us blood.
right,
And
right,
if your food is giving you infected blood, so that is going to cause rejection. So we are not able to identify that which food will suit me best.
okay,
So that is why we take to compensate that infection in blood given by the food, we try to compensate it with the medicine.
right, right, right. Understand.
So that gets connected with rejection then.
How do we turn this around? Now, say for example, I've taken bad food and it is going through my system, it gets digested and it comes through. Some of it is excreted, the rest of it becomes toxic in my system.
Right.
Now, how do I get rid of this rejection? How do I
Yeah.
eliminate it?
Right, right. So here I would say that first thing we thought that let us talk about wastage rather than rejection in the first place. We consider that we are healthy and we should reduce wastage. that we started working on zero emission technologies.
Okay.
That is the key today, that everybody is trying to work on zero emission technologies. So
Yes.
we took this concept and started working on reducing the wastage and finally going down to zero.
Okay.
And you will be surprised that what does it mean when we talk about human life? It means that whatever you eat, whatever amount of food you eat, whatever quality of food or whatever quantity of food or whatever type of food you eat, each particle of that food should get absorbed in your body.
Right. Okay.
So your emission will reduce to zero.
Now, when it gets absorbed in the body, percentage of it goes out as excretion. The remainder of it is absorbed as nutrients. And
Yep.
balance of it, there is some toxic left in there, right?
Right.
What? Okay. How do we reject it? How do we get rid of that?
Right. So in this, what we thought was that first we try to understand what natures talk about wastage.
Okay.
So we started studying that what are the kind of things nature has given to understand what you should do with the wastage. See, wastage is something which is inevitable. It's a part of life. Rejection is what we are trying to control or reduce it to zero. So for that, first we thought, let us try to curtail wastage.
Good.
And then once we started discussions on this topic with the team, and we created an institution called Time Clock Museum and Research Center. And we started studying nature with respect to time.
Okay.
And you will be surprised to know that Mahabharata played a very big role in making us understand things.
Wow. Wow. That's a revelation for me.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what that was the point. We were surprised that how come Mahabharata is able to give us so much. And once we started working on started discussions on that topic, because there is no evidence that Mahabharata took place. We don't know whether it happened or not. And we don't know even what had happened at that time. So we were not interested in history. We didn't look at Mahabharata from the angle of history. We started looking it from the angle of technologies. That what would have been the technologies used there.
Okay.
And we found a product called Shunkh. Koch, you say you call it Koch or something in English, that we call it Shunkh. Mahabharata, everybody knows, if you go through Mahabharata or any puja material, I mean, we do in worshipping, this is used a lot.
Right.
And once we start, we know that this Shunkh was responsible for starting Mahabharata.
Okay.
I mean, this was an amazing fact, which we found that this bloody Shunkh is responsible for creating Mahabharata. This was surprising. Then we started thinking that what this Shunkh does.
Okay.
And the result was that we came to know that this is the recycling system given by nature, which converts wastage into energy.
Okay. Now we're opening up the process. Okay, before we deep dive into that, please share with me what is the process. The wastage is there. The process of your technology is just being introduced. Now the people issues that are involved in it. Can you just enlighten us on that aspect, please?
Yeah. So we started, actually, first we thought, what is the wastage? It is converting it to energy. And which energy? Or is that energy usable? Or the wastage which you are producing, is it essential or it is being produced? Or, I mean, we started thinking on those lines. Our direction was set.
Right.
And we realized that today's global warming problem is carbon dioxide, carbon footprint.
Yes.
And carbon dioxide is emitted by our breath.
Very much
exhale.
so. Yes.
And that wastage, the wastage exhaled air, this Shunkh is able to convert it into sound energy.
Oh. Okay.
That's what. And the sound energy, or the quantum given by this sound energy by this Shunkh is unlimited. Mahabharata was fought in such a big area, it seems. And one Shunkh blew, and the entire field was knowing that the war has begun.
Okay.
So just imagine the kind of energy it has emitted, and that too converting that wastage into that energy. Today we are talking of hypersonic missiles.
Yes.
Hypersonic means sound. The reference is sound. We are talking about speed of sound, whereas if we start talking about speed of the energy of sound, then it will give you wonders. It can change the whole dimension of the living.
Yes, yes, yes. So now when I transform that into our day-to-day living,
Exactly.
I am breathing, I am holding my breath for some time, and then I'm exhaling. And what you're saying is that rejection of that exhale, we can convert that into, or it is convertible into sound, sonic.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
And that is the rejection transformation that you're talking about?
No, actually, what I'm talking now, we have gone few more steps ahead already. What you are talking is that we are trying to curtail rejection. But when we started working on reducing the wastage, rejection never came in the life.
Okay, okay.
So that is the power of the breath. That so you start cutting on the wastage. Sorry.
No, you continue. You finish your statement first, please.
Yeah. See, once you start cutting down on wastage, then automatically rejection goes out of your life.
Now, in this process, what is this thing Shunkh as an instrument to us as a human being? How can we connect the two and get some form of a benefit?
Right. So for that, what we did, that we now, since we are technology experts, so we used embedded technology to measure how much wastage we are throwing.
Okay.
And I'll show you the instrument. This is the system. It has a red light over there, some if you can see.
In the center. Yeah, in the
and
center,
there is a display here.
Yes.
And there is a table here.
On the left hand. Yep, I can see that.
Right? So this instrument is measuring the exhaust, the wastage which you are throwing through your breath, read by the sensor, which is from pulse oximeter.
Okay.
So see, I am a medical instrumentation expert also. So I knew how medical instrumentation works.
Right. Can you just elaborate a little bit more about that last thing you mentioned, the spaceometer?
Yeah. See, you're talking about sensor?
Yes.
So due to corona, pulse oximeter has become a very common system which is used to measure oxygen level.
Okay.
So actually, oxygen level is the parameter which defines your wastage also. If you read it in another way, I mean, since it is a technology, the technology team knows best what they have took out. See, for reading the oxygen level, you take out a parameter and display it. Similarly, we took out another parameter from the pulse oximeter itself and connected it with the wastage you are throwing out through your breath. Once we knew that, okay, this is the kind of wastage we are throwing from the breath, and then we started talking about, now you have an instrument, and if we find some technology or some system of breathing, that, or some exercises or something which we are able to locate, yoga, whatever, which can reduce the wastage, and we are able to test that yes, it has reduced, it is helping us in reducing the wastage. So we will start talking about that technology to use that wastage, reduce that wastage.
Okay. So now using this instrument
Yep.
with the sensor, I can now some way along the line measure. I'm a layman, okay? I
Yep.
can
Yep.
measure my breath out, and then I can do something to it to make it more effective in reduction of my toxic release.
Absolutely, absolutely. See, we started working with wastage, but we realized that once you start adopted this procedure of breathing, power of breath, as you have mentioned, that it automatically cuts down to the rejection. We don't need to bother about rejection at all.
Okay. Okay. So how am I going to benefit when I know this? There's an instrument there. What do I do now?
Yeah. So what we do is we developed a procedure. We found that we started studying the yoga exercises available. We did a deep study of yoga exercises available. We studied pranayam, all kind of pranayams we studied. Then we realized that no, these are the things which gives you temporary benefit.
Yes.
So we developed a system. We tried to started working on a system which can give us long-lasting or everlasting benefit, and which we are able to, with which no condition is connected. That is, I should be able to do that exercise any time of the day.
Yeah.
And it should not be gender connected, it should not be time connected, it should not be position connected, it should not be eating connected. So all these parameters we started in consideration, and we reached a point that Shwas Yoga and Nishtha Yoga, there are two yoga exercises. If you start doing, you will definitely start cutting your wastage, which will automatically reduce your rejection.
Professor, just stop a minute. You're getting
Yep.
into technical areas. We
Yep.
need to elaborate it for the audience.
Yep.
Shwas Yoga. Please elaborate that.
Yeah. Shwas Yoga. Okay. So Shwas Yoga is, see, your breathing has two parameters. When we talk of breathing has only two parameters. One is inhale time and exhale time, and second is inhale speed and exhale speed.
Right. Right.
So you can pull the breath, you can take it faster, or like Kapalbhati you do, you are throwing it out very fast, things like that.
Yeah.
Right. So we found that these two parameters are there. If we take care of these two parameters, then we can do, we can control our wastage, and we can bring it down to zero also. It is possible to bring down wastage to zero. That was amazing fact which we reached on.
Right.
Then we started practicing it. Let's say our team started practicing it, and we realized that the most important thing is that inhale time, exhale time should be equal. But we tried hard, and it is not possible to make them equal.
Okay.
So in 1 week we realized this, and we dropped that idea that we are not going to try to make them equal.
Okay.
But we will, the speed of inhale and exhale, so that we can definitely control. So we started working on that. Okay, let us breathe slow inhale, slow exhale.
Okay.
And the time of inhale and exhale automatically became equal.
Oh, wow. Okay. So now, I before I go too far down, I want you to do a demo so the public can see this thing. Okay. We just don't want to talk about this. Okay. Can you
I'll give that
along the line demonstrate this thing for me?
I'll just demonstrate it. See, when I'm demonstrating, just 2, 3 things which you have to keep in mind, and mind it. Watch it carefully, because you might miss that the breathe, I am breathing or not breathing. So
Yeah.
for showing that, I will take my, when I am inhaling, I will take my hand up, and when exhaling, I will take my hand down.
Okay.
So the speed of the movement of the hand will tell you the speed of inhale and exhale of mine. So be careful, just watch it carefully. I'll show you, demonstrate you how I have been able to reach this level. Mind it, you may take 10 years to reach this level, but doesn't matter. But start practicing it. Just watch me carefully. I'm just showing starting. This
That
is
was
one breath
one
I
breath.
took.
Okay.
One breath I took. Inhale, exhale, no stopping, no holding, no stopping, no pulling. Simply inhale and exhale at as slow as you can do comfortably. You don't have to stress, you don't have to bother where it is going, what it is doing. Do not load it with any word, do not load it with anything. Just slow inhale, slow exhale. That's it. No pulling, no holding, no stopping, nothing. And it
Right.
will go deep down in your body. And I mean, it's amazing. It gives you, it puts you in a different world altogether.
Now, when you take this deep breath in, the mechanism, let me just make the audience understand this, is to push your diaphragm down so it empties it out. Am I right?
See, I have not, I have left the air to do whatever it wants to do.
Okay, okay.
I am not interested in inside of the body. I decided that I will not load the air. See, air gets loaded very fast.
Yeah.
So don't load it. Let it be like this. It will stop. No pollution will go into your brain, into your body. Absolutely. Whatever environment polluted is, the pollution will not go into your body.
What filters it?
What?
What will be the filter that stops the pollution from going in?
The simple reason is that when you pull the breath, then the dust gets pulled. If you are just inhaling it slow, the dust remains there, only air goes, and there are filters placed inside the nose. It seems there are some 8, 10,000 filters placed in the nose. So they hold the dust.
Impurities. Okay.
Yep, yep. And when you are exhaling, so they go out.
Okay. Okay. So now by just controlling my breath, I'm able to turn around and not eliminate, but at least discard a lot of the toxic things, right?
This is not only this. I mean, I was told that your life will increase. I said,
Hey,
if you are disease free
really?
and if your life increases, what is the problem?
I found my master. Yeah, I need that. you, your life will increase. Oh my gosh.
And this is the answer. This is the statement made by the public.
Hmm. So now I control my breath.
Speed of the breath. Speed
Yeah.
of the breath.
Oh, speed of the breath.
Yeah.
And as I take it in, what is the normal time? You're looking at 1 minute per breath, or less than that?
I for me it has gone to 1 minute now. But when you start, what will happen is that when you start, inhale will be longer, but exhale will be very quick.
Right. Right.
So don't worry about it. Within 1 week, if you practice 10 to 15 minutes daily, within 1 week, you will start getting control over your exhale also.
Right.
First thing.
Understand.
Second thing, I would like to show one more thing, and now I would like to demonstrate. When you will start practicing it, you will realize, just watch me carefully, that what you will get is that you started from this point and your hand has gone till this place only, and you are filled with air. So it doesn't matter, the moment you find that you are not able to inhale more, you start exhaling from that point. You don't need to exert, you don't need to put pressure on you.
Oh, wow.
And slowly you will find that your distance will start increasing. In 40 days average, I will tell you my experience on measurement done to the people. I have done almost 50 lakh measurements of this instrumentation on people across globe. There are a lot of people visited in India, in Delhi, for testing this system. And this is the first system, first technology which is self-proven. Anyone can prove it by himself that, oh, it works.
Good, good. Just hold on for a minute,
Yep,
Professor
yep.
Agrawal,
Yep,
while
yep.
we hold our thoughts. Viewers, can I just get you to, rather than making statements, think about what Professor Agrawal is talking and come up with questions so he can answer it for you. I think that is very pertinent. So come up with the questions rather than statementizing it out here. Thank you so much, viewers. Now, coming back, this instrument that we're talking about, what's the history of it? How long have you been working on this?
Since 2004. It was first demonstrated in Indian Trade Fair, that 14 November to 27th November, India Trade Fair in Pragati Maidan. That time it was demonstrated, and we were testing this system since then.
Okay, so now we have some track record. Coupled with that, where are you using this instrument? In which areas of the hospitality industry, the hospitals, the clinics, where are you using it?
We have now launched a concept of SaaS bar.
Okay.
So where we are talking about that you come to the bar and you just measure it when you enter and practice 5 minutes the Shwas Yog way and measure it again. And within 5 minutes you will realize the average value running from this when we tested on the public was used to be 35, and after 5 minutes of practice we found that people have gone 70, 60, 80, 90, up to 110 also they have gone in 5 minutes practice. But that time we used to tell them that the capability has risen to that level. It has not yet come, but it has risen to that level. Now you practice this at your home for about 40 days, and then you measure it, you will find that it has become your habit.
Okay. Now, before we go off, I need you to give me some indications of what is this calibration. You're throwing figures. What is low? What is medium? What is high? Can you just explain so people can understand?
Sure. If you can see this table, is it visible?
No, move to your right a bit, please. Move to your right. No, the other way. Yeah, that's it. I can see the table. Yes.
You can see the table?
Yes, yes.
So now I'll read it out. It says that 0 to 25 is poor.
Okay.
Poor means now we are talking of lungs efficiency. See, the name of this instrument is lungs efficiency tester. If you can see this.
Yes, we can see that.
So it is testing the efficiency of your lungs.
Okay.
So if the value is between 0 to 25, that means it is very poor.
Right.
And you will be surprised that when we measured this system with the asthma patients, all of them fall at around 20.
Oh,
Asthma patients, we have tested on thousands of them.
okay.
Right? So then the second value is 25 to 50. It is called weak.
Okay.
Weak means you are conscious about your health but do not do anything.
Hmm.
You understand? That people
Yes.
know that yes, health should be taken care of, but they don't do anything.
Hmm.
So the average measurement used to be 35, 40.
Right. Right.
And maybe few millions of people I have seen that people who talk about consciousness, health consciousness, but they don't do anything, their measurement is around 35 to 40.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Right? So then the third is average. Average is between 50 and 75.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who had their measurement of 35, after 5 minutes of practice of Shwas Yoga, it touched 70, 60, 70.
Right.
So 5 minutes itself was giving so better results. And we said that, okay, forget value. You tell me what changes you are feeling inside you.
Right. Yes.
And the guy said that I never felt so much relaxed.
Wow.
It is a stress buster. If you do Shwas Yoga for 2 minutes, if you are stressed a lot, and if you do Shwas Yoga for 2 minutes, your stress will get busted.
My God.
Power of breath. I mean, we are talking about power of breath, and power of breath is to that extent.
Yes. Understand now. And once you pass that, see that level from 30 to 50, that's what in our industry we call mediocrity. They don't give a damn.
Yep.
They're in that category. So now when we get to this average category, the guys are aware. How do we get them to move to average to a little bit better than average? What do we do?
Another thing which I would like to make a point here at average is, if you have average value maintained, you will be surprised that you will not have any effect of weather change.
Oh.
That was the amazing factor.
So the seasonal change that caused sinus problem.
Exactly. It gets taken care of then and there.
Uh-huh. Okay.
That is the beauty of the system. And another thing was that asthma, if the doctor said, the asthma specialist said, if the patient is measure this instrument, the value weekly to begin with, he will never have asthma attack.
Oh, wow.
That is the comment made by the doctors.
So now we move on from average to the next level up. What is that?
Yeah. So next level is above average. Okay. The people who are concerned about health consciousness, they talk about and they do something. Like yes. They walk, they do 1 hour walking, they do some yoga exercises. They fall in the range of this above average, 75 to 125.
Right.
And it is obvious that if you do 1 hour walk day, you will get rid of a lot of problems automatically.
Yeah, yes.
So this confirmed this.
Okay. Now, I don't want to stop your train of thought, but I want to park there for the time being. And I just want you to answer some questions that have been up here. Okay. One of the questions that's come up, Professor Agrawal, is if someone is generally low in energy, will this breathing way help him in any way?
5 minutes, just 5 minutes practice in one day, only one day. The moment you find that you are low in energy, just practice for 5 minutes Shwas Yoga. and you will tell me what has happened.
Now, I want you to repeat this again. Swash Yog. Please explain the process, because I want to make sure the audience gets this. Guys,
Yeah.
please take a pen and paper. Start taking some notes. Run through that process again. Swash Yog.
Right.
How?
The prime factor is the speed of inhale and exhale.
The speed of inhalation.
First thing.
Right.
Second parameter which you have to take care of is that do not load breathe with any words. Do not add, do not chant anything. No, nothing, absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing. Third thing, you do not have to pull the breath. You just have to slow, comfortably inhale, comfortably exhale.
Okay. Okay.
No long breath, only slow breath. No deep, no long, only slow.
Right. Okay. And what you're saying is doing that for 5 minutes a day can help this guy with his energy issue.
You can, it is not, you don't need to do daily. Whenever you are feeling low with the energy, you just practice 5 minutes. You will get it. You can try it now itself. If some people want to try it, they can try it now itself.
Audience, you can do that. I mean, I can't try it now because I got a time limit. I want to take the most out of you, Professor Agrawal. I cannot breathe now. I can breathe, but not this way. I will do it. But now, before I go, next question. I want to get to the next question. Now, a question that was raised: is there any age limit?
Pardon?
Is there any age limit to usage?
Oh, you can, right from the day you start understanding the language and till you are leaving this world. You have eaten anything, you have taken food, doesn't matter. You have, you are going to sleep. Just before sleep, you take 11 breaths and you will find that amazing sleep.
Wow.
Morning when you get up, just take 11 breaths. Your day will be refreshed.
Fantastic.
Before eating food, if you take 11 breaths, you will find your digestion system will start improving a lot.
Okay, what is this 11 breath? You mean just do the same practice 11 times? Repeat it?
Yeah. One breath, the breath I showed, 11 breath, 11 breath count only I am talking about.
Wow.
No minutes, nothing, only 11 breath. We have reached this figure and it does amazing results. Of course, you can take 5, you can take 7, you can take 10, but 11 gives you best results.
That's the optimum. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that is the optimum. Yes.
Okay. Now, let me just deep dive again. A question that has come: is this machine available to the public?
I mean, systems are made only for public.
No, what I'm saying is where? That's the question they're asking me. Where can they get this darn thing? I want to get some machines down here in Australia.
The best part of this machine is now that it can do measurement online. You don't need to spend that much money to have a machine. You just measure it online. It will take only 5 breaths.
What's your online? You got an online application?
No. Online measurement with this machine itself. It is able to read the heartbeat from your voice. You are talking.
Wow.
This is the technology developed by us. I mean, our team.
Okay. So you've got that available in the market too for us to access. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't get what you said.
You've got that in the market for us to access. That is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We will get the details out for the audience later when we have this offline. Thank you. Now, let me proceed with this. I want you now to come and explain that you had 2 yoga. One was Shunkh yoga and the other was
Nishtha yoga.
Nishtha yoga. Can you please explain that?
Yeah, Nishtha yoga. See, one was Shwas yoga, the first one which I explained to you. Yes. The second is Nishtha yoga. Nishtha is a Sanskrit word for sincerity.
Okay.
And we are able to locate what is the sincerity, what is the factor, which is the body part which is responsible to give you sincerity.
Wow.
That is the Asho tunnel. We call it Asho tunnel, which is connecting your mind and brain.
Oh. Okay.
And the strength of that tunnel is the sincerity. The more the strength is, better the sincerity you will have for yourself first,
Okay.
and then it will get reflected into the family.
Wow. And that's being able to be measured also?
Absolutely. So similar machine, we have another machine where we are able to measure that sincerity factor.
Okay. Amazing. And you've been keeping quiet about this all this time, is it?
No, I don't think we see once a person like me who speaks a lot, how can he be silenced?
But this is amazing technology, Professor Agrawal. It's amazing
That's
technology.
what everybody said. And actually, I was my only interest was that I should test it thoroughly. So I spent almost 15 years to test it.
Right, right, right.
Because once we are offering something like this to the public, then I can't afford to fail it anytime. I can't afford to see that the public does not get the benefit for which this system is being made.
Sir, I don't need that tunnel to measure your sincerity when you talk. It's here.
Yep, yep.
That's fabulous. That's really good. Now let me just deep dive a little bit more into another sector so we can cover a broad range of questions. Now,
Yep.
when you decided to get this, can you show the audience through this process some examples of patients or people, instances, case studies that you have seen that transformation has happened where they become dis-ease. Without disease, the toxic is gone.
I have people sitting here. If you want, I can put them in onto the camera.
Please.
Huh?
Yeah, please. Can they speak English? Can they speak in English? I hope
We
because
have
I'm
actually, fortunately, we had a visitors today. So,
ah,
and they are still here. So I thought, let us see.
please, I welcome them. Please introduce their name, please.
Uh, can you see?
Hi,
नहीं, थोड़ी सी और
no,
आओ.
she needs to come closer. Yeah.
Uh,
Hi, ma'am. What's your
Hello,
name?
I'm
Hello.
Nidhi Kansal.
Okay.
I am a computer engineer
Okay.
and currently now working as a gynae naturopath.
Okay. Right. Wow.
Hello, Mr. Nair. Uh, I am Ashwini ji's student since last more than 10 years. It's been
Wow.
a decade now. I have three children, and when I came to him, I was a mother of two children, and
Okay.
I was facing a lot of health problems, which normally mostly females face after delivery, like postpartum depression, obesity, and gynae disorders, and mental health disturbances.
Wow.
Across
Okay.
globe, almost most of the females face such kind of situation once they deliver the child. I was
Yes.
facing
Yes.
a similar situation and nothing was working for me. No pathy or no system was accurately working for me. So I started looking for some solutions, and luckily we were in Delhi at that time. And I
Mm-hmm.
got to meet this man who was delivering a lecture on Shwas Yog somewhere, and I attended that lecture. So when my situation got very worsened, I was not able to walk even 100 meters. And then I went to him that, do you think that Shwasyo can work for me? Your this pathy, Shwas pathy, can help me recover? He laughed and he told me that yes, it can. And he told me to practice this and he told me to improve my value, which was at 50 that time. My value was lying around weak. My immunity level was weak, and I knew it pretty well.
Right.
Now I started working in his guidance and how to improve my value. The game is that how I can improve my value, how I can use the power of breath. So I started practicing, and gradually, after 40 days, people started asking me, "What are you doing? You have changed so much. My face changed, my energy level changed." But internally, there were a lot of diseases which only I knew or my husband was aware about those. So I continued with this system because I was a mother of a daughter also, and I never wanted my daughter to suffer from those gynae problems which are actually disturbing every woman across globe. And this is the hard reality of our society, and I knew it because I was pretty well educated. So I knew
Right.
that this is almost everywhere. So I continued with him as a student, and gradually I found that my immunity level was improving and my children's immunity level was improving. Since last 10 years, I'm able to take care of my family of 5 people almost with no medicines. My children are not very much aware but what a tablet is, what an injection is, or how do we go and visit a doctor. They don't know because the power of breath. My whole family has been using. My elder son, who is now almost 14 years old, was a bronchitis patient by birth. And this was something very, very disturbing for me. He was only 2 years old and he was moving towards asthma. I knew it. So I used this technology, Nishtha Yoga, very, very sincerely for him. And within 2 or 3 years, he came out of this problem. And today he is a celebrated tabla player in his community, or I should say that a very, very promising student he is in many fields. Then my daughter, she was 4 years old at that time, and I had to take her to clinic. Doctor visit was needed every month. She was facing so many health issues, immunity related issues. Today, my daughter is almost 16, but she has not visited any doctor since last 10 years. And teenage is not at all a problem for me. Girls teenage, it's a problem, it is considered as a problem, but no, my daughter is my best friend and I can so much rely on him, and this Nishtha Yoga has given me. Today, I am a gynae naturopath. I work for female community and help them to come out of their gynae problems. And I can very proudly say that we get more than 100% results because any patient who come to me, who anyhow came to me for one specific problem. So there are side effects of this treatment, but there are positive side effects. Like the patient came for, let's suppose, headache. I give him this treatment, give him or her this treatment. And if the patient is very, very sincere about his practice, practice is important. So he finds, Arey, my digestion has improved. Oh, my sleep is improved now. Oh, my energy level is better now. More than 100% results I have been getting. So I left IT completely. Now I'm not working into IT anymore, but I am practicing as a gynae naturopath now since last 2 years.
Thank you so much. My God, you've been great, wonderful. And it's music to my ears when I hear you say practice and I hear Professor Agrawal say practice, because that is what I've been telling my people. Anything you do, unless you practice, you will not get anywhere. And you are actually verbalizing that. My God, thank you so
No
much.
magic happens. It's all
fantastic.
practice.
Fantastic example.
It's all practice.
Yeah.
Now,
excellent.
now one more person is sitting here. She is my wife actually, and
right.
she also see. This is probably the first time that wife has started practicing made by some husband.
Hello, Mrs. Agrawal. Welcome to the show.
Hi,
Seema Agarwal.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Exceptionally good.
Yeah.
So share
So
with us, please. Yeah.
yeah, I am his better half, and I also practice breath and yoga and everything. And though I am a senior citizen, but I am able to do. I have a lot of energy. I'm working also. I'm driving. I am doing a lot of things, and I'm very happy. And all this because of whatever he has taught me to practice. So I do that religiously every day. Yeah.
Fabulous. My gosh. I mean, you don't look senior citizen. You look like something about 25, 30 years old.
That is the key,
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry,
That is the
Professor
key.
Anwar.
Yep.
Yeah, that is the key. Yeah. You
Yes.
see, I don't know if you know, I am 92 years old and I'm trying my best to make myself at 60.
See,
Professor, I need
the
your help.
the 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 best part is that you can keep your wife happy.
Thank you so much.
I
Thank you
have
so much.
I have demonstrated it that it is possible.
All right. What do you do with him, Mrs. Agrawal? Thank you. Really appreciate your time,
Yeah.
madam. Truly appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Professor,
Yep.
we are running out of time. I wish I had another half an hour to go through a lot of these. I need to park those questions. I just need you to summarize this whole thing so the audience out here can get a view to say, okay, I just got to go and do 1, 2, 3, and I will be fixed. Can you just summarize it like that? 2 or 3 quick steps that they got to do. So recap the whole thing in about 2 or 3 steps.
Okay. So do I have to?
Yes. So they can see.
Breathes, very important. Just one thing you keep in mind: breathe slow and do not pull, do not stop, do not hold. Just slow inhale, slow exhale, and then give me the feedback that yes, you can make your wife happy.
I love you. I love you. That's really good. Thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate. I know your time is extremely valuable. I truly appreciate you coming online. And there's quite a lot of people. We will have a lot of questions coming back. I will take the opportunity to contact you offline and then talk about it a lot more.
Sure, sure, sure. Right, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very much. Thank you.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye bye.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.